Hey, good morning. This is Doug, realtor here in Utah. We're talking about buying a home today in 2023. Again, I am very optimistic. I think that there's a lot of opportunity there. We're seeing more homes on the market. We're seeing interest rates have stabilized, so we're not seeing ups and downs. And so, anyway, I think it's a good time to get in. And take advantage of the inventory that's there. So one of the things in the blog article that we've got linked here below, that's great read, is the talking about selecting an agent and having somebody that you work with. Some people have heard the word fiduciary as a big word, but what that means is that, in our scenario, I work for you and I have your best financial interests in mind. So what does that mean? Well, let's take a scenario that just happened this last weekend. I've been working with a gentleman. He's been looking for a rental property. Found one that price-wise and location-wise looked like it worked. So we go to look at it. As we're looking at it, he's kind of looking inside, and I'm with him. And then I actually went downstairs into almost a big crawl space. He couldn't go down. And then we came back up, and he's like, so the question becomes, Doug, what do you think? Well, that's the fiduciary part, right? So I'm giving him my opinion, not just from, hey, this is cute, that's cute, I like this, I like that, I don't like this, I don't like that. It's not what I like, but it was about him. And so from a financial standpoint, I started talking to him about, I have never in a basement seen more electrical tape and wires going every direction with electrical tape on them than I saw in that basement of that house over the weekend. And so in my mind, what that's telling me is that something wasn't permitted, because I can tell you that an electrician would not have done that. They would not have spliced in wires and had electrical tape. They would have done it correctly. And to see so much of that in just a little section of the basement concerned me. And so he and I talked about that. I said, that really worries me. The other part that worried me is it was an older home, and they had created a upstairs loft to it. And but in the kitchen that was below the loft, because of the date of the house, they had plaster on the walls and the ceilings and stuff. Well, that plaster on the ceiling was cracking, not just in one place, but multiple places, which again makes, he goes, what do you think? Well, in my opinion, and he agreed, but that meant that, again, something wasn't done right. And so that the load weight, or the up there in that loft, wasn't designed for the loft. It was designed for an attic. It wasn't designed for a loft. And when you put weight up there, that causes that plaster to flex and causes it to crack. So anyway, so then ultimately he says, so what do you think? And I just told him, I said, I don't think that would be a responsible rental property for you to have somebody in. And he sat there and he said, completely agree. He goes, I would never want to put a renter in something like that, because he goes, there's too many things that are worrisome. So that's why you have somebody work for you, and somebody that knows what they're doing, somebody that's seen things before, so that when you go in and you see cracks in the plaster on an older home, that whether or not that's because of somebody walking above it and the weight, whether that's from it sagging, whether that's just from age, what is it, and how does that impact you from a financial standpoint? Because if you're already tapped out in the max of your budget, you don't want to have somebody or have to go in and spend another 10, 15, 20, $30,000 rewiring a house, redoing the load weight of and replastering and redoing the ceiling. You don't want to have to redo everything just to be able to make it livable. And so that's where we're on to the next. We go find the next, and again, in this market, it's nice to be able to have another one to go see. And that's exactly what we did. We went and saw another one, went and saw another one. So anyway, it's important to have somebody that you know that knows the market, knows houses, knows that that's just not cute paint, but knows how to look and what to look for in, especially in older homes and bones of the home, how it sits on the house, how's the terrain, how's the landscaping, and all of that kind of stuff. So it's important that you work with a professional and work with somebody that knows real estate and knows houses. Again, more than just that's cute. So check out the blog. If you're ready to get and jump into the market and get something done here in Utah, especially Utah County, South Utah County, absolutely happy to help you. So give me a call. Let's get you set up and get you into a new house.